Hey, welcome to Night Combos. It's Lovey here. So we wanted to kind of touch on another case in this video, but we also want your thoughts and opinions on whether you think it could have something to do with Gypsy or not, because some people do. Some of y'all may have heard about this case and some of y'all may not have, but we're just briefly touching on it. We're not diving in deep or anything like that. But if y'all do want to continue to get updates on this case and us continue to cover this case, let us know. We absolutely will, because hubby and I are very interested in it. And speaking of hubby, he said to tell all of you, hey, but he just wasn't feeling it today, y'all. He's the type of person where he wakes up in the mornings an hour before he has to wake up to get ready for work, so that he can get ready, do everything he needs to do, and have time to kind of sit down for a few minutes and chill before he has to leave to go to work. But this morning he slept in a little bit longer. He just wasn't like that. And then when he came home this evening, he just wasn't feeling the best. So anyway, so he won't be in this video, but he did say to tell y'all, hey. But before we jump into everything I was wanting to talk about and go over in this video, we just want to say, from both of us, thank you so very much to all of our subscribers. Thank you so much to all of our new subscribers. Welcome. We are truly so grateful for every single one of you. We love and appreciate all of you. Without y'all, we wouldn't have a channel. So we are so thankful and grateful for every single one of you. We love having all of you be a part of our family and channel here on YouTube. And if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, all of the things. And please don't forget to leave your thoughts and opinions about everything we talk about in the comment section down below. And we'll be conversating with y'all like always. And we would truly appreciate it so very much. Okay, some of you know that we've done 2 videos on Gypsy Rose Blanchard's influence on teens and young adults, but mainly teens. This was one of the videos that we done right here. It was titled Shocking Evidence of Gypsy's Influence, Real Truth of Gypsy's Book Ratings, because we talked about both in this video. But this was one of the videos, and y'all can see on the screen that we have pulled up right here was a clip from TikTok that we used in the video. But this was talking about a girl named Sydney. Sydney flew into a rage, attacking her mother using a frying pan before using a jabber, the same weapon Gypsy used, to jab her in the head, to jab her mom in the head and neck 30 times. Okay? And then we also did this video right here. Gypsy is an influencer. Let's talk about it. That's the title of this video. It was talking about, in this video we talked about Jeremiah Estelle Blair, who is 19, so technically a young adult, who tried to unalive both of his parents and was actually upset and mad that they both survived. In this video, we also showed y'all news footage and evidence of another teenager, so yeah, a third teenager now, who is a girl, a 14-year-old girl who is dating a 17-year-old boy, and she was mad that her mother took her cell phone away from her. So she came up with a plan with her 17-year-old boyfriend to let him in the house during the night. Sounds very familiar, right? And had him try to unalive her mom. There's more to the story than that. But he got scared off, and he went to attack her mom, got scared off, and ran off. But she still got she got arrested and her 17-year-old boyfriend got arrested. They both did, and charged. So we talked about that in both of those videos. So that's 3 different teens, okay? And it seems like this has happened even more so since Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from prison. Now, those stories that I just told y'all about happened just last year. I'm going to link both of those videos at the very top of the description box of this video for those of you who want to watch either of these videos. They're both very interesting, very informative, extremely telling. So, if you want something else to watch, if you're not doing anything else, I highly suggest y'all go and watch these other 2 videos. Seriously. That's my opinion. I know they're our videos, but they truly are very interesting and very informative and very telling, like I said. So again, I'll link both of those videos at the top of the description box of this video. But now we're fixing to talk about a 4th teen, which a lot of you may have heard about here lately, Sarah Grace Patrick. Hubby and I are still digging into this case even more, but she was due in court 2 days ago on August the 11th. So we haven't gotten any updates from that yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let y'all know if y'all want to know. But here's some key points to her crime. And I'm also going to show y'all some clips from one of Sarah Grace Patrick's friends that she went to school with and everything. And we're also going to look at the clip of the eulogy that she gave at her mother and stepfather's funeral. So here's a few key points for those of you who have not heard of the case yet. So this says, reports indicate that a 17-year-old girl named Sarah Grace Patrick was recently arrested in Georgia and charged in connection with the unalivings of her mother and stepfather. And then it says, here's the available information. Her mother's name was Kristen Brock, and she was 41 years old. Her stepfather was James Brock, 45 years old. It happened in their home in Carrollton, Georgia, about 45 miles west of Atlanta. So just to show y'all a map for those of you who may not know, and also those of you who are watching and don't live in the United States. Georgia is right here, the one that's outlined in blue. It's kind of in the middle of, well, not kind of, it is in the middle of South Carolina and Alabama. Okay, and then you go a little further over here. If I had a map pulled up, you'd go a little further over here and down, and Louisiana would be right down in here. So you got South Carolina up here, and then there's North Carolina right above South Carolina. Then to the left you have Tennessee, and then underneath Tennessee you have the state of Alabama, and then Georgia, which is in between Alabama and South Carolina, and then Florida is right down here below Georgia. Now, this crime occurred in Carrollton, which is where the star is right there. And like it said, it's about 45 miles away from the capital of Georgia, which is Atlanta. Okay, so jumping back over here to the key points of the crime. It happened on February 20th, 2025. So this February 20th that just passed. Patrick was arrested on July 8th of this year. Her charges are 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. And it says details of the crime. The couple was found pew-pewed to death in their bed. So they were shot. Both of them were shot in their bed and unalived. Their 6-year-old daughter discovered their bodies and Sarah Grace Patrick is the one who called 911. Now, at this point, when we got this information, this is what it said. Authorities have not yet publicly identified a motive, but stated that, quote, mountains of physical and digital evidence led to Patrick's arrest. They also mentioned the possibility of additional arrests as the investigation is ongoing. Social media activity, Patrick, meaning Sarah Grace Patrick, reportedly engaged with true crime content creators on TikTok and made comments that are now being scrutinized by investigators. She was very big on TikTok, y'all. She was constantly posting on TikTok. We have some of those things that we're going to show y'all, or that I'm going to show y'all. I'm used to saying we because hubby's normally right here. But since hubby's laying down on the couch, it's just me. So anyway, this is Sarah Grace Patrick right here in the colorful shirt with the blonde hair. This is her sitting in a car with her friend, and they are listening to a song, Lady Killers. Y'all get what I'm saying? Killers. That's the name of the song. Now, with TikTok, when you do TikTok posts, you can choose which part of the song is playing when you make a post, instead of having the whole song playing for 4 or 5 minutes, or 3 or 4 minutes, however long the song is. You can choose which part of the song plays if you want to. Well, that's what Sarah Grace, because this is from Sarah Grace's old TikTok page, which is now not available. But this was from Sarah Grace's old TikTok page, and she must have chose the part of the song that she wanted playing because it's in the middle of the song. And the words that she has playing here, it says, and by the way, it's like a rap song, but it says, everything I say is the truth. Make her disappear just like poof. Then she's gone. And then it slightly pauses and the music goes down a little bit for a second before he hits the next line, before the rapper hits the next line. The song is by Gypsy, if any of y'all want to listen to it. But I just found it odd that she chose the part of the song that says, everything I say is the truth. Make her disappear just like poof. Then she's gone. Just like her mom and her stepdad. They're gone. Apparently, allegedly, she hasn't gone to trial yet, so we have to say allegedly, she is the one that made them poof, and now they're not here anymore. Now they're not on the face of this earth anymore. What are these teens doing? Are they seeing Gypsy Rose Blanchard and thinking, oh, well, she was getting interviews in prison, movies, book deals, her own TV show when she got out of prison, all these things. She only had to do 8 years and then she got out. She's worth millions. Everybody follows her. She's got millions of followers on social media, on TikTok, da-da-da-da. Are they seeing all of this and being influenced by it? What do y'all think? What are y'all's thoughts? And also, what are y'all's thoughts on whether Sarah Grace did this or not? Have some of y'all heard about this case? And if so, do y'all think she did it or not? Apparently, it was said that she could hear a heart monitor that was going off in the house, but she couldn't hear pew-pew sounds. She couldn't hear the shots coming from the pew-pew. Now, after the unalivings of her mom and her stepfather, Sarah Grace was posting things like this on her page, on her TikTok page. This picture, this was one post, but you had to slide through the pictures to see all of it. It started with this picture saying, I'll bring my. Then it goes to this one, heartfelt, been through heck, hallelujah. What are y'all's thoughts on that? She's all dressed up. She's got her hair curled, makeup done in the first picture. Then in the second one, she looks like she might have started to cry or been crying just a little bit. Then in this one, she's got mascara and everything running down her face from where she had been crying, but her eyes are dry. And then this picture where she seems to be crying and having a straight up breakdown, to this picture of being happy again. And if you're looking at just those pictures, it kind of reminds me of Gypsy Rose Blanchard saying, "Oh, well, I've done my time. Me doing my time was my accountability. Now I'm moving on. You know, what do y'all want from me?" All these things that Gypsy Rose Blanchard has said. You know, I'm moving on now. I don't want my name associated with my past and what I did to my mom. Well, guess what? You're always going to be known for that now. Just like if this girl really did this, which it seems like she did, she will always be known for this. But she started out happy, looking cute, and then crying, filming herself crying, by the way. And I'm sorry, but y'all tell me what y'all think. But I know, like, when I've lost, like, you know, my grandparents, when I lost them, they were like my parents, you know. When I lost them, it was so hard, you know. I had a breakdown like that, you know, just screaming, crying. I you know, it was hard. It was bad. And, you know, when I lost them, there's no way that I would have thought to pick up a phone and film myself crying. Or, okay, I've cried and now I'm done crying, so I'm gonna take pictures of myself with dried mascara that was running down my face. That just seems odd. And then she ends with this picture of being all happy. Hallelujah. I mean, that's just odd behavior. And if she was following a lot of true crime content creators on TikTok, then you know she's heard of the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. There's no way she hasn't. But she made this post right here that I got a recording of, and she wrote on it, quote, "She should be here, and so should he," end quote. And then I'll let y'all read what she has on each picture up here at the top. Like this one starts with, "Life's hard, but at least I have my mom." But she's crying, y'all. Y'all make sure you look at the fact that she's crying, okay? And then down below it, you have hashtag, "You just lost your parents." And you make these posts. And these posts were made literally right after she allegedly unalived her mom and stepfather. And you're putting hashtag true crime, hashtag true crime talk, hashtag true story, hashtag crime talk, hashtag crime stories, hashtag Sarah Grace. You know, she's got to put her name in there. Hashtag Sarah Grace Patrick. Who does that seem like to y'all? Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy Rose Blanchard does these same things. She'll put hashtag true crime in her stuff. Hashtag Gypsy Rose. Hashtag Gypsy Rose Blanchard. We've all seen it. Take a look at this clip, though. It has music playing to it, so I had to mute it. "Life's hard, but at least I have my mom." My mom. Mom with a question mark. And you can see two urns right here. One is her mom, right here on the left, and then the other one is her stepfather, right here in the blue. And then a picture of her mom and stepfather in between their two urns. That to me is sad. That is so sad. And for you to do a crime like that, I mean, this literally points directly to, okay, I can get rid of these two and, yeah, maybe do a few years in prison, but look how easy Gypsy had it in prison. She had what she didn't even call her cell a cell. She called it her room. And when she would get cellmates, Gypsy called them her roommates because it was more like a dorm that they were living in. Each pod it was like a dorm. They had pool tables in the therapy session, for goodness sakes. We're at Chillicothe prison. And you could literally go there for saying, I'm afraid of mustard. We know that from Rachel Garlick, Gypsy's ex-best friend, who she called sister. It seems like this girl is hoping to follow in those same footsteps of Gypsy, which is truly very, very sad. Okay, y'all take a look at this post that was made by Lexi, which was a very good friend of Sarah Grace Patrick. And y'all listen to what she has to say.
As someone who used to be friends with Sarah Grace Patrick and know people that knew her ex-boyfriend, went to school with her, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what I know about the case and about being friends with her and some things that you guys are getting wrong about the case. So, first off, Jackson and Sarah were dating back in 2023. They broke up, and during winter of 2023, Jackson had nothing to do with Sarah's case. Nothing. They just coincidentally ended up being arrested around the same time. It was not the same day. It was not a day before. It was 5 days before she got arrested. He got arrested for totally, completely different things than she got arrested for. So, also, her boyfriend did not turn her in. Her dad brought her to the jail. She turned herself in because she had warrants out for her arrest. She was going to be found anyways, so she already went and turned herself in. Here's a few things about Sarah that would shock you for her to even do this, and this is why we didn't suspect anything about it. Going to school with her and being her friend, she was super sweet. She always wanted to be friends with people. As someone else said, when they were telling us about, them being friends, she would always give notes to people that were crying. She'd always come up to you. She'd always give you food. She just wanted to be liked, and that's why it was so surprising to us that she would even do this. Even though she did end up in mental hospitals, every time she would come back, she was a totally different person. She was nice. She looked better. She sounded better. She acted better. The only thing that caught my eye about her was that she was very much she always showed cleavage. She always wanted male attention, not hating on her and not defending her either at all. What she did was really wrong and really messed up. I'm not going to say what I think about the case because I already had my mindset when the case came out. I already knew who did it. I just knew in my body, I had a calling that I knew who did it. Honestly, it's high school, so we all know how high school is going to be. So people are going to talk bad about people, and that's just kind of what happened with her. But I just wanted to give you my point of view of being friends with her and talking to her so that you guys could kind of understand why our entire town was shook when we found out she did it. Allegedly, she did it, so we're still waiting on why she did it or even if she did it, but we know she did it. Anyways, that's it. That's all I have to say. But yeah, sorry if I talk too much. Also, not to mention, this message right here that I'm putting in the palm of my hand, a little suspicious.
Okay, so she's saying that message is a little suspicious. It is, in my opinion anyway. But again, y'all let me know what y'all think. But this was the message. It wasn't messages, it was actually comments on Sarah Grace's page. So this is what her friend just showed. Someone commented to Sarah Grace, "I'm so sorry," meaning I'm so sorry for your loss, which we all know it doesn't help, but it's nice that people care. It's nice to hear, right? So someone said, "I'm so sorry," but look what Sarah Grace replied to them. She said, "Don't be, you didn't do this," and then put in parentheses, "I keep saying that it's not people's fault, but I don't know whose fault it is yet." Do what? I'm sorry, but when I've lost a loved one in the past, if someone came up to me and said, "I'm so sorry," I would appreciate their empathy. No, it didn't make me feel better, obviously, but it was nice to know that they empathized with me, right? I definitely would have never said anything like this. Mainly, basically, because you're still upset. You just say, thank you and kind of move on, or you may, give the person a hug or whatever, but you say thank you, I appreciate it. Those things, You don't say, oh, don't be sorry, you didn't do it. Huh? Do y'all not find that a little odd? That's odd style behavior. So this was the other thing that her friend Lexi put in her video. And I want us to look at this. So this was a post made by Sarah Grace on her page as well. And she, again, is taking pictures of herself saying, I just want my mama, while apparently crying. I don't really see any tears. I can't tell because her eyes are closed, but her face is kind of scrunched up like she might be crying. I don't know. But Sarah Grace posted this, I just want my mama, and then put, ignore my ugly cries. I'm sorry, but again, when I've lost a loved one in the past, I did not care what I looked like when I was grieving them. I mean, not like I don't still grieve them, obviously I do, but I'm talking about right after the fact, when you are still crying, when you are still hurt. I would never think to take pictures or videos of myself, and I wouldn't be like, oh, sorry, ignore my ugly cries. I don't give a F what I look like. I'm grieving over here, But she's videoing it, taking pictures of it, posting it, because remember, she likes TikTok true crime content creators. She likes all of this. So she says, ignore my ugly cries. Hardest part is the fact it hasn't even been a month yet. And her birthday and Mother's Day and my birthday is all coming up. Sorry for the same song twice. I can't get it out of my head. So it must have been some song that she had playing to this picture. Again, I wouldn't be telling other people, I'm sorry that I'm playing this song that reminds me of my loved one, or ignore my ugly cries, ha ha ha. Like, what? I know and understand truly that people grieve differently. That is absolutely true without a doubt. People grieve differently, and people go through the 5 stages of grief in different orders as well. But if I was laying here crying, grieving someone, I wouldn't care what people thought about a song I was playing. I wouldn't be taking pictures and videos, and I wouldn't be telling someone that was near me, oh, ignore my ugly cry, haha. Like, this is mind-blowing to me. Okay, so before I end the video, I'm going to play the eulogy of Sarah Grace at her parents' funeral, speaking at her parents' funeral. Some people say that it reveals a lot, so I want to play it for y'all and get y'all's thoughts on it. And I apologize if this is a little loud. There was a lot of background noise going on. They were in an auditorium. You can hear, like a baby crying in the background. You can hear that there's people in the background because, again, like they were in like an auditorium style church or something. So here's the eulogy. Y'all let us know your thoughts.
My brother's Tristan.
And if you can't understand her clearly, the words will be right here in the middle in yellow. Just so y'all know the words that she's saying.
For those of you who do not know me, my name is Sarah, and I'm Kristen Brock's daughter and James Brock's stepdaughter. This isn't easy, like, oh, okay, I need to do this all the time, but I'm really happy I can do this, but stay with me because I stutter a lot.
Okay, I just want to say right there real quick. You see, did y'all hear her say, I can choose to leave the past behind me? It sounds like Gypsy yet again. Not trying to make this all about Gypsy, but it seems like, as I was saying at the beginning, a lot of this has been going on since Gypsy got out of prison, with these teens unaliving or trying to unalive their parents.
Considering that gave me so much closure, I want to remember them for who they were and not what happened to them, and be happy for the time we got to spend together and not sad about the time that we don't. I may always and will always be her sunshine, but she will always be my star from up above. And I know at nighttime I can go and look at Mama and Jamie in the sky, and gladly they will save me a seat in heaven like they saved for Gladly they will save a seat for me in heaven like they saved a seat for me in this very church. Although there's nothing we can do to bring them back, we still have control over how we treat people with us today. Therefore, when someone tries to tell you anything, no matter how important it could be, just listen, because you never know when it's somebody's time to go. You could say goodnight and wake up a few hours just to find out they aren't there to spread their joy and their love. So just listen and never take a hug or anyone or anything for granted, and love with all that you have in you like they did. And lastly, my take on not taking people for granted, I want to thank my family, also known as my cat fam, my grandparents, my siblings, Jamie, Donnie, Jaden, Jojo, Trent, Tristan, Ashley, and Jesse for helping me get through my worst nightmare. And last but not least, I want to thank Tasha, Bree, Nate, Lane, Kimberly Hayes, Kim Bowling, Katie, and most of all, my father, Angie, and Ben for making such a big difference. Jamie and Mama would have thanked y'all too. I love you guys, and so do they. I'm sorry. Thank you for listening to me.
Okay, so, yeah, she's absolutely right. You never know when it's someone's time to go. You don't. But did you, Sarah Grace, take that into your own hands and choose that it was time for your mom and stepfather to go? Just like Gypsy Rose Blanchard did with her mom? And just like that boy Jeremiah Blair that we were telling you about at the beginning? So what are y'all's thoughts and opinions on all of that? I know we didn't show a lot in this video, but from what we do know about her case so far, do y'all think she's guilty or not? Because it seems like they absolutely had a reason to arrest her, or else they wouldn't have. She said somewhere that she wishes she would have been the one to find their bodies rather than for her 6-year-old sibling to have to find her parents' bodies. But maybe that's what she planned to happen all along. All of this just seems weird and odd. But do y'all think that Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because Gypsy, I don't care how much you try to change your image and do exercising and dancing, or I'm going to take my TikTok and deactivate it and then come back and do something else and do something else and deactivate it again and come back and do something else or whatever, or how much art you, or alleged art that you do, or hobby projects that you do or whatever. You are always going to be known for the fact that you unalived your own mother. You took her off the face of this earth. That's what you are known for. That's what everybody knows about you. If anyone who doesn't know you Googles your name, they will read and see that you are infamous, not famous, infamous, simply known for unaliving your own mom. So, do y'all think that her being all over social media and all over television for the whole world to see, do y'all think that she's having too much influence on teens and young adults? I mean, we absolutely think that she does. That's why we don't think she deserves to be on social media And I know Gypsy wants to be a smart aleck and say, oh, that's my First Amendment right. I can comment all I want to. I can be in the comments all day long. Well, we know because you're allegedly not taking care of your baby. Someone else is. So, if there really is a baby, because like a lot of y'all have pointed out, like we've talked about, the baby has seemed to get a little chunkier, but doesn't seem to grow any bigger. But, I know there's a lot of skeptics still out there over the whole if there really is a baby situation. But we definitely know that Gypsy's all over social media at all times. She's addicted to it. Just like she's addicted to sex. She's addicted to spending money and shopping, which is why she doesn't have any money anymore. Do y'all think that these teens and young adults are doing this to their parents even more since Gypsy has gotten out of prison? And do you think that they're doing this, because they get mad at their parents or for whatever reason, and they're thinking, oh, well, I can get book deals and TV shows and interviews and, news interviews and all this stuff and millions of dollars and everything as well. Especially in this case, somebody who followed true crime content creators on TikTok. This is just wild. But don't forget, we're also going to have those other 2 videos that we did that we showed y'all in the beginning linked at the top of the description box of this video so that y'all can watch both of those videos if you haven't already. Again, I know there are videos, so it sounds odd for us to say this, but they really are very interesting and very informative. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below. We'll be conversating with y'all like always. Again, thank you so much to every single one of our subscribers. We truly, honestly do love and appreciate all of you so very much. And if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. And we'll see y'all in the next one. And we hope y'all have a good night and God bless. Bye.